Oh man, so what happened today to make Xbox Twitter accounts tweet out that backwards compatibility is a thing, not only for 360 games, but for original Xbox games, and throw in that little important part about it all being free? Did Sony or Nintendo announce something today? Ooh, what is this? It's a PlayStation 1. Oh, it's the PlayStation Classic. So Sony copying Nintendo. It's really small, 45%. That's Tekken 3. A lot of old games here. Now it makes sense why Microsoft sent out a tweet talking about free backwards compatibility. But man, you know what? I'm watching this trailer. I'm getting a little bit nostalgic. I love the PlayStation 1, two controllers there. Of course, no analog stick, but these games, man. These games, they look so ancient. Why would anybody play this? And I'm sure you're all typing in the comments now, like, stop hating on this, Rand, what are you doing? But that's not really how I feel about games like Final Fantasy VII, Wild Arms, and Tekken 3. I'm just quoting a Sony executive. But which one? Oh yeah, that would be none other than our favorite PlayStation executive, Jim Ryan. You know, when you need to put your foot in your mouth or have a quote come back to bite you in the ass, Jim Ryan is definitely my favorite PlayStation executive. What is going on, guys? Randall Thor 19, the man with the million, back again with another video. Hope everybody is doing good today. I know I am. So, there's a lot to unpack about this PlayStation Classic. There is the quote from Jim Ryan about why anybody would play these old games. There's the Xbox counterattack, and of course, in the title of the video, I have Xbox destroys. Having a little fun with it. Hopefully, nobody really takes offense to it, but I know a lot of the console warriors are probably furiously typing on their keyboards like, Rand, how dare you? I'm not that abrasive. We're going to have a nice little discussion here to talk about the PlayStation Classic and everything surrounding it. So if you don't know, Sony announced today that the PlayStation Classic is the thing. The console will come preloaded with 20 classic titles, including fan favorites such as Final Fantasy VII, Jumping Flash, Ridge Racer Type 4, Tekken 3, and Wild Arms. And it's approximately 45% smaller than the original PlayStation, and they're trying to emulate the original's look and feel by featuring similar controllers and packaging. You get two PlayStation controllers. Of course, they don't come with the analog sticks. Ugh, just disgusting to even think about. And the system doesn't even come with a USB AC adapter, which is completely sold separately. Now, to me, it's no surprise that Sony's going down this path. In my NPD video yesterday, we talked about how well these plug-and-play consoles are doing for Nintendo with the NES Classic and the SNES Classic. Those things are printing money for Nintendo, and Sony has something similar they could do with the PlayStation Classic, perhaps even a PlayStation 2 Classic. The thing here is I've always been told by, the PlayStation fans, or some of them, not all of them, and usually it's the more, console warrior type PlayStation fanboys that, hey, we don't like old games. Xbox backwards compatibility, that sucks. We want new games. We don't want to play old stuff. So then you watch out today, of course, Sony trying to make a quick buck, copying Nintendo, doing the PlayStation Classic, offering these games for $100, and you have to ask yourself, yes, it is a business move. Of course, they're doing it to make money, but wouldn't it be better just to play these games on your PlayStation 4? Now, I can see people picking this up for a collector's reason. Like, nice to have this little PlayStation Classic, alongside your NES or your SNES or what have you. But I would rather, play Final Fantasy VII on my PlayStation 4 or Tekken 3, especially if I had already bought those games previously. See, that's why Xbox went on the attack. That's why they said the things they did, because that is one competitive advantage they have over PlayStation at this moment. The fact that there are over 500 backwards compatibility games, that you that you can download and play at any time on the Xbox One. You can play the 360 games, you can play the original Xbox games. Now, of course, the totally free thing throws people for a loop because it makes it sound like, hey, you can just play all those games at any point in time, which isn't, of course, the case. It's free if you happen to own those titles previously, if you have a disc of some of the back compat games like the BioShocks or even some of the OG Xbox games like Crimson Skies. It's free if you still own it. Do a lot of people still own those titles? I don't really know, but it's a nice message for Microsoft to put out there and try to douse the flames on the PlayStation Classic. Try to get some good PR. And we see that a lot with the crossplay stuff, right? We see that quite a bit. Actually, Microsoft always kind of going at crossplay because they're open to it. They talk about it a lot, where Sony doesn't. So it's kind of that area where Microsoft can kind of jab at Sony. And this is another area where Sony's basically doing backwards compatibility, but not in a free way. They want you to spend $100 to buy a console that's only going to give you 20 games. And who knows what those 20 games are? We only know what the 4 are. And it's just one of those situations where you have to sit back and laugh, because here you have a PlayStation executive just last year, mind you, just last year, went on record talking about backwards compatibility and even talking about how ancient these games look. Let's look at the actual quote, because I don't want to misquote anybody. This is PlayStation executive Jim Ryan. We all remember his classic ones, like they don't do crossplay because they got to protect the kids. Can't protect the kids in Minecraft. And then, of course, his new one that is biting him in the ass today. He goes on to say, when we've dabbled with backwards compatibility, I can say it's one of those features that is much requested but not actually used much. That, and I was at a Gran Turismo event recently where they had PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, and PlayStation 4 games. And the PS1 and the PS2 games, they looked ancient. Like, why would anybody play this? And of course, I just have a good laugh thinking about our good old buddy Jim Ryan a year ago, basically talking smack about a product they're releasing now. Why would anybody play these PS2 games, man, or these PlayStation 1 games? They're so ancient. Look at all those jaggies. My eyes are bleeding. But, of course, people will sweep it on the rug a little bit. Yeah, some people will champion what he said and be like, he doesn't speak for everybody at Sony. He's just his opinion. And basically, he was asked a question about Microsoft's backwards compatibility, and of course, since the PlayStation doesn't have backwards compatibility, you need to downplay it. You always need to downplay one of your competitor's strengths. But of course, in doing so, in downplaying backwards compatibility, because Microsoft was doing it and doing it well, 500 games on the 360 and the original Xbox, with some of those games even enhanced for the Xbox One X, so they run it like native 4K, they look better, they run better. As a quote, come back to bite him in the ass, and a lot of people aren't going to let him down for this. I'm certainly not. That's the first thing I thought of when I heard about the news. I was thinking to myself, you know what? I could have sworn last year they just said something about how nobody cares about backwards compatibility. And of course, I was right. I even tweeted out earlier, when this news first broke, PlayStation Classic! ! Question mark. But I thought PlayStation gamers hated playing old games? Question mark. Spooky eyes and the smirk. It's all just fun and games. I'm just joking around, trying to have a good time on the Twitter, like interacting with people. But some people, they can't take it, man. A lot of people feel that because I'm an Xbox gamer, that when people jab at me about Xbox, it hurts my feelings. Ugh. Like, look at the first comment here. One more console outselling the Xbox One. Winky face. And of course I say, ouch, that cuts deep. I know the guy's joking around with me, but there are some people that truly feel that when I read my comments section, when I see my DMs, and they talk about how the Xbox is dead. Like it's emotionally affecting me that the Xbox is in third place, and yet the joke's on them because I couldn't care less. I own a PlayStation. I play all the great PlayStation exclusives. In fact, I have a video planned coming out soon talking about how much I love having my PlayStation, and thank God that I do. You know, I consider myself pretty fair and balanced when talking about these companies. Of course, I like Xbox a little bit better, but, you know, what are you gonna do? Kill me? Shoot me? Whatever. It's just kind of my preference for this one. But man, some people just either don't want to go along with the joke, or they just attack you over it. Like, I'm not gonna get upset if you tell me Xbox has no games, or that the PlayStation Classic is going to outsell the Xbox. It might. It's coming out in December, maybe. It potentially could outsell the Xbox One. And if it does, I'll laugh along with you guys. Because that would be actually kind of funny that an old PlayStation console is outselling the Xbox, because the Xbox does have its own set of problems that Microsoft needs to fix. But I'm not gonna sit in a corner and cry about it. A lot of the PlayStation guys that visit my channel, well, not a lot of them, some of them, they're just ready to pounce on anything negative I say about Sony, and I'm sure you'll see it in the comments in the like to dislike ratio on this one. But either way, you know, I had a pretty good moment earlier about the PlayStation Classic on Twitter. I'm enjoying making this video. It's just off the cuff, something I wanted to do because I'm about ready to go hop on some Forza Horizon 4. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are you actually going to pick up the PlayStation Classic? Would you rather have these games backwards compatible for free on your PlayStation 4? Or do you not mind spending $100 for the 20 games? Are you pissed it doesn't come with the USB adapter? What about the controllers? Would you rather have analog sticks? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you share it out on Twitter with a friend so more people can check it out. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, the notification bell so you're always notified when I drop new videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. And I'll see everybody in the next video. Later, guys.